guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm back with another video. Today's video is another movie review, and this movie is called, it's on Lifetime, of course. I've been watching a lot of Lifetime movies lately. So this one is called The Good Father, the Martin Macneill story, and it's based on a true story. Like, what? Where do Lifetime be finding these things to get their movies done? But whatever the case may be. So, Martin Macneill. So it starts off with his wife named Michelle. She started expecting that her husband, was having an affair, but their daughter, their oldest daughter, she's actually away in college, but she's also was interning at her father's job, and he's a doctor. So first she got a teacher of the month award for the hospital that he works in. So his daughter, Alexis, she's the oldest. She was honored to present her father with that award. So after that ended, her mother, Michelle, she started suspecting that he was cheating on her, but she couldn't pinpoint it. So she asked her daughter Alexis to help figure out some information on him. So the daughter Alexis, she was able to get into his phone records because they work at the same place, so she has access to his information because he was interning her to be the next doctor. So she's also away at college in Nevada. So she ends up getting a copy of her dad's phone records, and she was going through the call list. She was highlighting a number that she saw multiple times, and then she presented that information to her mom. So later that night, her mom and they sat down by the pool. They have this extravagant house with a pool. So they sat down by the pool and they confronted him, and he said, well, those are my, I don't know how to really tell you this, but those are my patients calling me because they moved into some other house that they have, supposedly. And also my doctors, he also has something else. He also goes to his doctor. She said, Michelle said, that explains the phone calls, but it doesn't explain the disappearances you be having. So he said he's been going to the doctor, and come to find out he has cancer in his foot. Yeah. So the mom didn't really think nothing of it. So as days go by, as days go by, the mom was thinking about getting her face done while the daughter was still in town before she left to go back to college. So her mother ends up getting her face done or whatever. So the daughter's been taking care of her. And as the days lead up to her getting ready to leave, the day before, her mom, and also what was odd, I left this part off. Once the mom got her face done, the dad had her prescribed to about like 10 different medicines. And even the daughter Alexa, she's like, that's too much medication to be on. But the dad said, Martin, just to be safe, because she could be a little bit, agitated and a little bit weary. And Michelle's like, no, you lying. While she done got her face done up and everything, laying in the hospital bed. So she's home and all that. Like I said, as the days approach as to Alexis going back home to college, Alexis helps her mother run her bath and get her settled in because, her face is still trying to recover. And her mother was a little bit up to par with, that she can take care of her other siblings. They also adopted 4 girls from the Ukraine, so she has 4 younger sisters that also need to be taken care of as well. So as the mother was getting ready for her bath or whatever. That day goes on. The next day approaches. Alexis is headed back to Utah. Headed back to Nevada to go back to school for medicine. Okay, she's already in school, in her classes, about to head to the next class. Her dad calls her and tells her that you need to come home quick, it's your mom. And then by the time she was able to get out of the building to get in her car to head to the airport, her dad calls her again, telling her it's too late, she's gone. So my thought is the father, Martin, he suspected and he knew that his wife was on to him about his affair. And he tried to play it off with he's renting another home out to another tenant and that he has cancer to like downplay what he really had going on. Dad, he was manipulative. And basically, he killed his wife because she was about to expose him because in the end, he was cheating. He was cheating. So Alexis, she comes home. But what I don't understand is like, why would he wait till the next day so that way there could be nobody to alibi and she has somebody to help. So basically he waited for Alexis to leave so that he can get her by herself, and then there's nobody there to witness what happened really. So okay, I understand that right now. So Alexis makes it back home to wherever they're in Pleasant Grove. So whatever state Pleasant Grove is, that's the state. They didn't really talk about it, but they just said Pleasant Grove. So Alexis makes it back home. The dad supposedly left to go pick up her younger sister Jamie from school. And the daughter found the mom hunched over in a tub, and you see blood and stuff, whatever, and have her go to the neighbors to call the police, whatever. So Alexis, she comes home, she confronts her dad, like, what really happened? He says, what he told to the police, that he found her drowning, he tried to do CPR, and it was just too late. So they eventually have her funeral or whatever. Then it's just Alexis and the girls, they're home, and Alexis basically takes over the job as their mom until she decides she wants to go back to school. And the dad is like, he's like going in and out of it. He's like, he got bipolar tendencies. Like 1 minute he's up, the next minute he's down. So then later on that night, supposedly he starts crying in the room, talking about how he misses his wife and whatever, and that he can't go through another day without seeing all her stuff around. And he have Alexis pack up all her things. Like, you packing up your spouse's stuff that fast means you already was doing something on the side that you want to finally come out to the truth about, or you hiding something that you want to do. So after he packs up all her stuff, I think they end up going somewhere where it's just Alexis and her dad outside somewhere. And then this lady comes out of nowhere and say, "Hi, I don't remember you." And she starts talking about how she was his patient. And he's like, I don't remember your name, but your name was something I can't remember. And she was like, Gypsy. So then it was like, she said she used to be a nanny and that, her old clients, supposedly, they didn't want her to do the job no more. So then now they hired her, Martin, as the nanny. But long story short, because there's already 9 minutes in. A long story short, Gypsy was the girl that was found on his phone records that basically he was having an affair with this whole entire time. She basically moves in the house. Everything starts going downhill. He ends up sending all the girls are from Ukraine, but I think the oldest girl that they first got from the Ukraine, he ends up sending her back to the Ukraine, and he has his daughter Alexis help out with that. So he said when she gets back, ask for her passport back. She might be young, but she might lose it. So whatever. She does everything that she's told to do. Also, he said he wanted to surprise the other girls with a trip to Disney World. So they basically left Gypsy home, which is really Jillian Williams, left her home back in wherever they live in Pleasant Grove. And they end up going to a motel. As they end up winding the girls down and get ready to sleep, Alexis has to sleep in the bed with her dad. As they're asleep or whatever, Martin wakes up and slowly starts touching on his daughter. I'm like, that's a little odd. You wouldn't be touching your daughter down there. And she ends up waking out of her sleep. And she was like, why would you do that? In his defense, he said, I thought you was your mother. Like, I can't stop thinking about her. You was like so fake, but trying to play it off at the same time. It's like, whatever. So she ends up leaving out, going to take a walk. So while she's gone, he ends up packing up the rest of the girls and heading into the car. And she was like, where do you think you're going? He said, we're leaving and there's no room for you. So basically she had to, try to get on his good side, but that didn't work. He basically left her in the middle of nowhere. She ended up calling her aunt. Like, they don't have like this close relationship, but they started getting a close relationship once Alexis started figuring out some things about her dad was like suspicious about. So she calls her aunt, and I guess her aunt comes to pick up and takes her back to her house. And then she's been calling her dad to get in contact with him over and over again. He gonna be responding to her. Then at one point he did answer the phone. He was like, in order for you to come back, you have to accept Gypsy. Basically, he probably wanted her to accept her as his woman of interest and a stepmother. But Alexa wasn't trying to buy that. So basically, Alexis and her aunt Linda basically started like putting together these evidence that they have against Martin, but nobody wants to take a look at the evidence they have against him because supposedly he's so high powered in his county where he's at that even the police station don't really care, especially just throw it on the rug, like whatever, you're on your own. So after that incident, she does go to, I think, somebody, and I think social services. She didn't go to the police, but she went to somebody, and she tried to report the sexual assault, but they couldn't really do nothing about it because he hasn't touched the girls. He's threatened to, like, give them away. He also made his neighbors adopt them, like, raise them as their own, and they was like, you cannot do that. So long story short, because I'm talking too much, they end up getting him charged with an arrest because the oldest daughter that he sent back to the Ukraine, he had her passport back and he switched the name to Jillian Williams. And come to find out, Jillian Williams, which is Gypsy the nanny, supposedly, she had a whole bunch of debt that she couldn't get rid of. So she wanted to get her name switched. So that way they can do identity fraud and then she don't have to worry about paying back no money. So they was able to get him stuck on that charge. And doing so, this retired cop that's all the way in Utah was able to look through the case. Even though he didn't want to, he did look through the case. And he started getting in contact with Linda and Alexis. And they was able to find from the identity fraud so they can arrest him. They was able to find all this other stuff that he did. They also hired a new coroner to check the body, her mom's autopsy. Come to find out her death was uncertain. So basically he killed her with all them pills and then drowned her to cover it up. The girls were legally adopted by Alexis, so she basically takes care of them now. She goes to visit her mom every time, to show her a good grace and show that she's like watching down on her and doing a good job. Over the years, he does get convicted of killing his wife and all the other charges he did. Like, he basically lied his way into medical school. So basically, his whole life was set up on a lie. Like, and this is based on a true story. So y'all can Google the Martin Macneill story and you can read about it. Like, it's definitely based on a true story. Y'all be careful because even your parents can be your worst downfall. Yes, they can. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this recap of this movie, The Good Father, the Martin Macneill story. Give it a like, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.